Hi everyone, this is Lori with, excuse me, this is what happens when you don't talk to anyone early in the morning. So good morning. This is Lori with 3 Keys Astrology, which indicate your sun, moon, and rising sign. And I'm also an advanced intuitive astrologer and reader for astrolata.com. I teach astrology, and I just started a new crime series at the new moon in Libra in October called Crimes, Critters, and Cruelty. So please subscribe to this channel, subscribe to astrolata.com, and come and study with me. www.3keysastrology.com or www.astrolata.com, where I am offering to teach you astrology one-on-one. We meet in 10-week modules for an hour and a half, and after 4 of those modules, you will have enough knowledge to practice astrology. So this is your 3rd week of November, the forecast, and I would say this is probably the moodiest of the month, although the whole month is going to be really tugging at our heartstrings. We're really going to question who we are in relationship to our job, our state, our homes, our families, our lives, intrinsically, because Scorpio is the deepest, most emotional sign in the zodiac. That's why they get tagged drama queens, but they're really amazing people, actually. And there's no one sexier, no one more enigmatic, and nobody more magnetic than Scorpio. Taurus has that too because of that pull and polarity of the infinity symbol of those two signs. Each other are each other's shadow side. And we can expect that. And if you don't know, there's a really good book. Unfortunately, the author is deceased, but she did a really cool bunch of shadow work, and her name is Deborah Ford. You can find her books. If you're willing to do a good self examination and say, okay, I'm part of this equation, I'm part of this problem, what am I doing wrong? When you get to that state, your relationships start to iron out all the wrinkles. Life is smoother because two people are part of every situation, whether it's contemptible or whether it's harmonious. So this 3rd week of November is most powerful because this is a lunar eclipse. It'll happen on the 18th or 19th, and this forecast goes from November 14th through the 20th. Now, if you've been following me in the weeklies and looked at the November overall scope, you'll see that I said, get your people repellent out. You know that was a joke. Well, kind of. We Taurians are possessive and we're picky with the company we keep. We like quality people, people of value, so double Taurus here. I confess. So yeah, people repellent's okay, keep it. If you got some extra, share it with your neighbors, they're gonna need it too. So anyway, eclipse energy is 3 times more powerful than full moon energy. So this eclipse is indeed a full moon. And the sun is in Scorpio and the moon is in Taurus. And this is masculine and feminine confrontation, struggle, conflict. And when the moon is occluded, um, she's in a debilitated state, and people's feelings can be suppressed, and they can feel misunderstood, they can feel not heard, and they can feel big emotional wounding. The sun in Scorpio is is a controlling sun, and mostly overtly or mostly behind closed doors. So if you want to recap a little bit of good self-discovery, take a look at the weekly forecast for October, because in that I talk about abuse. Abuse is abuse, mental, physical, or emotional. Who upsets you? And in that video that I produced that talks about this energy right now, riding lightning in a fire snorting bull, I named the 3 malefics that are in mischief with each other for our 2021. And my God, they sure have been. So name those 3 people that are like Mars. Someone always provoking, someone always pushing, someone always trying to force their way. With a me first identity, not considering your feelings, not hearing your feelings. You fit in on their agenda or you don't matter. Some of us live with people like this. And what's happening this third week of November is that the sun in Scorpio with Mars in Scorpio and Mercury in Scorpio is getting a lot of power while it's agitated by Uranus, which is the pure unadulterated truth, the freedom planet, the planet of astrology, Uranus. If you're living something that's not true and not good for your soul purpose, there's going to be destabilization. So pay attention to that flag. When you overcome, evolve, learn astrology, live a spiritual life, are connected to the divine purposefully, you aren't so easily destabilized. And that energy is the highest octave of Mercury. Now, Mercury is moving fast. So this month's going to go really fast. Eclipse times deserve quiet time, contemplative time, time to rest. We that are Taurians, because it's happening to us, are going to feel a little more tired, a little bit weaker. Scorpio, too, you're in that dilemma of Scorpio, the darkness and secret and private self, and then Taurus, where the moon is exalted and ruled by Venus, our outer um, persona. And are you having this duality of I show the world one face, I live in this faulty, phony appearance, pretending that everything's okay when I feel like a time bomb inside? That causes anxiety, that causes nervousness, that will be depression. You see, depression and anxiety are anger turned inward. And it's in not dealing with others that hold us down and hold us back and won't let us be free to be who we are, that are always, it's always conditional love. Scorpio and Taurus have that thing going on too. So ask yourself, who does this to you? Name those people. Who makes me feel bad? Pick three situations, places, or people and decide to excavate it. Pluto is the ruler of Scorpio, and he's giving us really good energy with the sun. So, this again is a replication of light and darkness. The sun in Scorpio, sun being solar power, although it's about that dark stuff beneath the surface. Our sex, our money, our very private selves, and our emotional bodies. But Pluto, ruler of the underworld, is in harmony because these two, Scorpio and Pluto, have a lot in common. He's the modern ruler of Scorpio, and Mars is the ancient ruler. So, this paradox of light and darkness, secrets and out in the public. So, those of you that have fallen into being someone's mistress, being a secret lover, you guys that sneak behind other friends' backs and make love to their wives and girlfriends, you know, you have a sick and twisted Scorpio um, magnetic attraction to the underworld. So, all underground crime, all underground sex, all underground money, things like human trafficking, these are all very scorpionic. It's secret. We pretend to be one thing, but we're another. And I've started a series called Crimes, Critters, and Cruelty. And we see a Geminian complex in the Murdoch family. I've done all three, father and the two sons, one deceased and one and suspected of being involved in a most diabolical hate crime. Now, that's something to keep in mind. Are you with people that are unstable and moody, or are they the same easy, gentle souls day in and day out? The pure, unadulterated truth that Uranus has to offer us is that you can be set free to have those kinds of relationships. And in healthy relationships, we say, let's agree to disagree, or I want to hear more about that. I really don't understand the why you think like that. Let's talk about it. In healthy relationships that are not dysfunctional, families don't cut each other off. There's no estrangement. Nobody makes others feel uncomfortable and shameful and guilted. They don't keep bringing up the past. They don't put you down so they can be up. In healthy relationships, they squash the problem as soon as it happens. And I read this amazing article from a doctor of psychology that talked about Couples who fight in front of their children. We're all guilty of this. We live with our children for years. And he said this really beautiful thing that I never thought about before. So while that's inevitable, because it's part of human nature to have disagreements, conflicts, and little power struggles, this psychologist said if the children witness a fight, then absolutely show them how you've healed the fight, how you've come together and resolved the conflict. Lessons like these teach them to be parents like that. So you have that opportunity this month because Pluto's giving power to the sun and in Scorpio, in Mercury and Mars. And but again, if you're not living the pure unadulterated truth, you can expect instability, destabilization wherever your conflicts are highest right now. And whether it's home, family, work, your personal life, your secret life, if you are involved in a relationship that's dishonest and is going on behind closed doors, behind other people's back that would cause them great harm, this is a time that you could really be confronted by that, and it's dangerous. Why don't you set yourself free if you're doing those kinds of things? Why don't you choose today to stop lying, cheating, stealing, hiding, sabotaging, ambushing, gaslighting, being so full of yourself that you think you don't need anyone else or that people are disposable? So, for those of you on the other side of this energy, think about how others talk to you. Is it sincere? Is it with love? Is it with the purpose to bring you closer? Or is all the conversation about exclusion, abandonment, putting you down, making you feel awful, more anxious, frustrated, unable to resolve things? There's a bad thing going on in the world today where a lot of young parents hold children hostage from grandparents. This again is the energy of Black Moon Lilith. This is the energy of Pluto. This is deception. And this is really a cardinal sin because God made us. God gave you your children, you didn't make them. God gave you that little soul to guide and protect. And when that little soul comes from someone else and generations of your bloodline, it's your best and highest self to somehow, some way, accommodate each other in family disagreements, to let children see that resolution. So I know I've read for over 6,000 people all over the world. There's lots of people in this dilemma and conflict. You know, sometimes entertainment news highlights this sort of thing. And it's really harmful to all three generations involved, sometimes four, if you're lucky enough to have longevity in your family. So this can be something that's going on this week too. But the most affected sign this week on the 18th and 19th, and then in the weekend, because all the weekends are difficult in November, are Taurus. Taurus, Scorpio, Leo, and Aquarius, but Taurus mostly. So Taurians take extra vitamin. Taurians make some homemade chicken soup. For all signs listening to this, if you need grounded, if you're suffering in any anxiety or depression, a weekly soup with bones, bone broth, mineralizes your own bones, gives you the magnesium, the calcium, the potassium, and the energy if you use that broth with root vegetables in those boiled bones. That is a grounding force and an alkalizing force because our bodies internally get acidic when we're upset and in conflict. And that results in disease, critical, serious disease. So, dis-ease, disease, comes from not having clean, clear, respectable emotional relationships with others. Believe me, it gets internalized. Even the toughest guy, even the most proud woman, is suffering that kind of internal dilemma. So the month is moody, it's dark, it's temperamental, it's caustic. This will be the most moody 10 days, and eclipse energy lasts about 6 months. We have had a new moon in Scorpio, and a new moon in Scorpio can be that transcendence. You can still make your new moon wishes in Scorpio and choose to be on the good side of Scorpio, on that healing, and that energetic vibe of I'm living out in the open, living clean. That's why marriage is indicated at the top of the chart and also in the seventh, because it's public. It's a public affirmation and taking sacred vows in front of others to say we're exclusive, we're a couple, and in dignity. So if you're part of doing something destructive to sever that familial and holy bond, you need to purge and get clean and go to confession and go to church and refuse to be engaged in relationships that are not of integrity. Integrity means it's out in the open. Everyone can see it. I'm not hiding. We're not sneaking around behind anybody's back. We're not going to hurt anyone. If you do engage in that kind of energy, you'll get pulled deeper and deeper and down further and further into eventual hell. I promise. So, this is me, Lori, telling you that I also said too, that's key for this month. If you're looking for trouble, you'll find it, especially now. So, emotions are high, tempers are high, passion is high, but the female planets are not in a good dignity. And so I fear for children and women this month. And if you know someone that's being abused, step up and help them get out, see the light. There's a lot of people on this earth that do that kind of work, and it's really necessary. Not any one person on this planet has the right to misuse you, to abuse you, to stalk you, to haunt you, to harass you, to belittle you, to exclude you, especially in blood bonds, especially in marriages. So inhale love, exhale love, inhale love, exhale love, and keep your breath minty fresh because of the pandemic. Go see the video about Listerine and the pandemic. Believe me, it works. And think about minty fresh breath and the words that you speak. Are they kind? Are they loving? Do they help people feel empowered? Do they help people have better health? Do they help people accomplish? Or is it the opposite? And by keeping your breath fresh and your words sweet, you can totally help us overcome this very difficult November with our eclipse for the third week. Stay tuned and I will see you soon. Please subscribe to the channel, like it, and share it with your friends. Bye for now.